So today I'm going to be talking about Marilyn Monroe. I picked this subject or this topic because I love her. Like, she's one of my favorite role models. I will be discussing, first I'll discuss like her childhood and how she grew up, and then I'm going to be talking about like her career and how she was discovered. And finally, I'm going to talk about toward the end of her career, the last few months that she was alive, and just how this impacted her life. Oh, it's off. Oh. All right. She was born on June 1st, 1926 in Los Angeles, California. Her real name was Norma Jean Baker. Her mother's name was Gladys. She was mentally ill, and so she was unable to really raise Norma, and so she was placed in foster homes and then into an orphanage. When she was 16, she married her boyfriend so she wouldn't have to go, like, stay in the orphanage, and his name was Jimmy Daughtry. He was 21. He was in the Marines. She was discovered when she was working in a munitions factory in Burbank. This photographer was taking pictures of people working in the factory during the war, and he thought she was beautiful, so she started working for him for $5 an hour. When Jimmy came back from the war, it was like 1946, and he gave her an ultimatum and said, you can pursue your acting career and your modeling career, or you can stay married. And she obviously decided to divorce him. So on August 26th, she signed her first contract with 20th Century Fox, and they paid her $125 a week. Her transformation. She changed her name from Norma Jean Baker to Marilyn Monroe. She borrowed Monroe from her grandmother, because it was her grandmother's last name. She had brown hair originally and then dyed her hair blonde. They said that she dyed her hair like 9 times before she found like the right shade blonde. And after her transformation, she started landing minor roles in movies such as like Shocking Miss Pilgrim, Let's Make It Legal. She right after Don't Bother to Knock, she landed the major role in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and this really started like off her career, really launched, and these were her boys. She first married Jimmy Daughtry, who was in the Marines. They divorced in 1946 due to her fame and her wanting to pursue a career. Her second marriage was to Joe DiMaggio. He was a Yankees baseball player. And that year they divorced, 9 months right after getting married, because she was filming the movie The 7-Year Itch, and that was when her famous photograph came out when she was standing over the drain thing, and her dress flew up, so she was kind of like standing like this. And apparently all the photographers saw like her body, and he got really mad and stormed out, and they got in a fight, so they ended up getting divorced over just the way that she presented herself. Her third marriage was to a playwright named Arthur Miller, and they divorced due to her downfall in drug use towards the end of her career. And then they say she had an affair with President Kennedy, which was apparent when she sung a breathless happy birthday to him at Madison Square Garden. Her death. She died August 4th, 1962. They say due to an overdose of pills. They say it was suicide, but there were 3 probable causes. One of the causes was the Kennedys may have killed her because she had an affair. They say she had an affair with Bobby Kennedy and John F. Kennedy. She knew of all of Kennedy's affairs and was privy to him being linked to the mob. She also had like secret letters and stuff that were personal to Kennedy, and they discussed national security matters with her. Another probable cause was that the wrong medications were administered to her, because they said that they thought she was mentally ill because her mother was, so she was always afraid of becoming her mother, so they prescribed her medicines. And I guess they gave her the wrong dosages. And then another theory was that she committed suicide. But the facts that people found stated that her psychiatrist, like the transcript, said that she was making future plans, like to remarry Joe DiMaggio and film another movie. So it just facts didn't match to the probable cause of her committing suicide. So that's how she died. And this is just a little bit about Marilyn Monroe.